welcome back. I am so excited about this video. I'm so excited to partner with Be a Heart. Erica is the creator of Be a Heart, and she was so generous to send me her calligraphy kit. It is amazing, and I'm so excited to do it and have you guys come along with me as I check it out and do calligraphy for the first time ever. If you already know Be a Heart and Erica, make sure you give this video a thumbs up because I know that you love her already as much as I do. Don't forget to subscribe below for new videos every week on faith, family, and mental health. Today is a little bit about mental health because we're going to be talking about self-care. Erica has such a beautiful redemption story of how she struggled with darkness and depression and alcohol addiction, and how she was able to overcome all of those struggles through beauty and art and calligraphy. Her faith in God was a big role in that. And as a therapist, I talk about self-care with my clients all the time. A new mom who has twins and she hasn't taken care of herself or had a moment to herself in 6 months since they were born. A wife who spends all of her time caring for her husband, her kids, and her elderly mother. And if she's not doing something for her kids and her husband, then she's wanting to take care of her mom and be there with her because she's in the last few years of her life. A doctor who works crazy hours and then comes home and cares for his daughter with special needs. People have such big hearts and they want to do for others, they want to care for others, they want to love others, but then they forget to do that for themselves. And there's only so much we can do for other people if we're not taking care of ourselves. If we are not filled up in some way or another, we cannot fill up other people. We can't do for them if we're not doing for ourselves. A lot of times I talk about this with my clients and then I forget to do it myself. I'm busy working with my clients, doing all kinds of things in my free time. Then I want to spend time with my family, with my friends, and then I don't do anything that I need for my own self-care. So one thing I love to do for self-care is hand lettering. And I came across hand lettering 2 years ago at Thanksgiving time. My aunt is really into this, and she showed me a notebook that she had with all of her hand lettering, and I just was like, it's so beautiful, it's amazing. And so I was super excited and I started practicing that whole week that we were together. And then I went home and I ordered the same notebook that she had and the same pens that she had, and I've been using the same exact things ever since then 2 years ago, and I've never moved on to learn anything past that basic level. So I'll show you guys what I had. I had this notebook. These are the pens that I had, and I got them off Amazon. I've never gotten any replacements. They're super out of ink. I filled up my notebook with just like different calligraphy, hand lettering things. Hand lettering is like faux calligraphy, I guess. So hand lettering is like using a pen like this, and then calligraphy is when you have nibs and you dip it in ink and then you do that. So I've never done that for real. I've always just been using my faux hand lettering pens, and I've had a great time with it. It's really good self-care for me. I love it, but I'm so excited to learn real calligraphy right now. I will show you what Erica sent me. This is her modern calligraphy workbook. It is so beautiful. And then it came with these package of tools that I haven't opened yet, so we'll check them out together. Also some marker paper that once you fill up the whole workbook, then you can put the paper over the workbook so you can keep practicing even after you've filled out the workbook. So that's awesome and really good thinking because I'm sure I'll want to keep practicing after I fill up this whole workbook. She talks about how she had no idea what she was doing with calligraphy at the beginning, and so she sorted it out for us and given us the best tools to get the best results. So let's see what's inside. We have this oblique pen holder that it comes with, and then we have a straight pen holder that's like wooden. This one is plastic. These are the two nibs that it comes with, and then it comes with our cute Sumi ink. Is that what it's called? Sumi ink, look how cute. Okay, so I've got all my tools right here. I cleaned my nib with nail polish remover because it takes off a coating that's on there to stop it from rusting, but I guess that interferes with the ink. So I did that, follow directions. Okay, so I'm gonna put the nib into the pen. I don't really know how. Is that it? I just stuck it in. That can't be right. On the downstrokes, you put a little more pressure. On the upstrokes, you put a little less pressure. I don't know how to put the nib in. I'm just gonna stick it in. Okay, I put it in. I don't know, but that's what it looks like. So we'll see if that works. She's so good because she knows that people just want to skip ahead and get to like the good stuff, but we have to practice the basics before moving on. And that's like anything. we have to go one step at a time, go slowly and practice so that we can get better and we can get to the good stuff. So at the beginning, she's saying like, invest in these strokes, slow down. If it's flattering, slow down, you're going too fast, be mindful. It becomes meditative. That's exactly what I need. I need something meditative to be my self-care for today. I have clients later today, so right now I need to meditate and be in a good mindset where I am filled up myself so then I can go and serve my clients. The first page is just strokes and swirls and things, and then we get into letters. So let's practice. One thing she said is holding the pen close to the nib, dipping into the ink until the ink covers the vent hole. The rounded edges should face down. So she's given me a real step-by-step, which is very good. I follow directions, so let's go. Let's try it out. Okay, well, I made some lines. Success number one. I just don't know if this looks right though. Like, look at how that ink looks. I don't know if it's supposed to look that way. This is a true first look, first evaluation. I am loving the workbook, loving Erica's directions. I'm not quite sure if I'm doing this right with the ink, but let me try to do some thicker strokes and we'll see. Okay, check in. So I did 2 lines. I don't think I put my nib in correctly because it now looks sideways and that can't be right. I did the first 2 lines and I think it looks pretty good. I'll check back in when I finish this line stroke page. So I finished the first page of line strokes and a few things that I learned so far. My nib fell out, so I definitely had put it in wrong. Also, when I first dipped it in the ink, it like didn't look like it was sitting on the nib correctly, the ink, and so that was just because when I washed it with nail polish remover, I didn't dry it off. So that didn't go very well. So suggest drying off your nib. And then now that I rinsed it, I dried it, I put it in the ink, and now the ink is like covering it more fully. So the ink is actually sitting on there. It went much better. So I mean, real life, this does not look perfect. I smudged it, I stuck my finger in it, but hey, I am kind of proud. It looks kind of good. And it's super, oh, I just literally just smudged it. Do you see that? But this is my first page of real calligraphy and I'm super happy and super proud. And I think it went really well and I love using this pen. It's like so smooth on the pages. It just like, let's try the alphabet. She even has on here like the steps, like 1 stroke, 2 stroke, 3 stroke, 4 stroke. Like that B looks kind of intense, but then she literally shows you where to go and what stroke to do first, what stroke to do second. So that is super helpful. I also realized that there's like some in black and some in gray. And I think the gray ones are to trace over. So I didn't do that on our line strokes, but that's okay. So I'm gonna do that on the alphabet. I love these gray practice letters because they are showing me how, oh, that's not even a line. Totally just messed up. They're showing me how I need to practice going thicker. Wow, that was really, oh. I just got a huge ink blot. Okay, well, my B did not work out very well, but I am learning like how much ink to put on here, although I just put on way too much. Learning how hard to push on it, and that I think I don't have as heavy of a hand as I thought it did because it takes like a lot of pressure for me to get the line as thick as the example line. So I'm learning as I go. And it does make me feel like super relaxed. Okay, see, this is why we have the examples. Literally, my first B is horrible. I don't even know if I can stand it up because I think the ink is gonna run everywhere. Look at my first B is all ink blotty, but my second one, it worked. So, yay. I want to try the other nib because I wanna see how that one works out, but I'm gonna finish this page up really quick with this nib, and then I'll try the next nib too. Well, I finished the practice letters on the first page. I think I should stick with lines for now. My lines made me feel really confident. My letters made me feel like, this is my first time doing this. I have no idea what I'm doing. But then I was like, okay, let me just get through this so that I can use my other nib on the other pages. And then I realized what she said about if you go too fast, it splatters, because it started splattering. So that happened, but I'll show you what my first pages look like. So I have my lines, I have my letters. So you go through this workbook and there's all these letters that you can practice, uppercase and lowercase, and then there's numbers, and then it shows you how to make words after you finish with the alphabet. So it goes through like A-E, T-H, O-U, there's like letter combinations and then words, and you can practice. And then there's like this whole section of beautiful calligraphy that you can trace over and practice like combinations of words and making it beautiful. They say, be here now, thank you, Mr. and Mrs., beauty. And then in the back, there's like this whole page of empty space where you can write in your own words. And then here is like for every single letter, it shows you the directions and like what order to do the brush strokes in. So, the other one was Nico G, Zebra G pointed nib, the first one. This one is Leonard, extra fine, principal nib. So here we go. Okay, so I put my little baby nib in my pen, and I'm gonna go and work on some of the words. So I'm gonna do Mr. and Mrs. Oh, I think I like the other one better. This one is getting out of control much quicker. Guys, I promise you'll be better at this than me. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the other nib because, you know, you do what works for you. I'm a beginner, so I need the other nib. I've decided that the other nib is the beginner nib. So I'm wiping this one off, got it in, ready to go. Let's try this again. Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm better with the zebra. I spoke too soon. Okay, this is what I decided. I decided that I'm a beginner, so we can't expect much from me, but I am learning and I'm pretty good at lines, so that's good. I've decided that calligraphy is much harder than hand lettering, which makes sense. That's my first try with Mr. and Mrs. Let's try the word beauty. It's a bigger word, so, you know, maybe it'll go better. Who knows? Okay, update. I messaged Erica because I was like, I definitely put the nib in wrong, what the heck? And so she was like, oh, it might seem like you do it like this, but you actually do it like this. So totally, let me explain. It won't focus, you can't see it, but in the inside of the pen, there's these 4 brackets, and it seemed logical to me, and this is what Erica said, that you put it like in the middle of the brackets, but you actually put it between the bracket and the outer rim. So the bracket like holds it into place, and then the nib is pushed up against the outer rim, and then it doesn't move around. So maybe that's logical to you guys. I did not think that, and so I've been using it a little bit wrong, but it was working, but it was not correct. So now I have it incorrect, and now it won't move around, and it'll just stay right where it's supposed to be. Wow, I knew the word beauty wouldn't let me down. Look at that. I didn't even mess up. Let's appreciate the beauty of the word beauty and look at how good it turned out. That's so happy. I traced it. Okay, I'm still tracing. I'm in the beginning stages, but what the heck? That turned out better than anything that I've done so far. So that is good. Wow, so I think we're gonna have to stop on a good note. I was struggling a little bit, started off strong, struggled in the middle, finished strong. I think that's the way to do it. but I love this workbook so much and I'm so excited to like spend time going through it. There's so many pages in here of letters and numbers and examples and words and sayings. Put yourself in the way of beauty. That's one of the quotes in here that I can learn how to do calligraphy on. This is such good self-care because like not only are you doing something beautiful, like you're drawing beautiful words in a beautiful way. Like calligraphy is just beautiful in itself, but then when you are writing beautiful quotes and beautiful sayings and beautiful like whatever it is that you're calligraphying, is that a word? Calligraphy? The quote, put yourself in the way of beauty. If you're drawing that in a beautiful way and reading beautiful words, a beautiful quote, that just adds so much goodness to your life. If you like taking your time and watching something beautiful come of that, if you're creative or artistic or just like want to get into that, I think this is such a good way of practicing being able to slow down. We're always in a rush and we're always like going from one thing to the other, and this, like, you can't be in a rush. You mess up if you're in a rush. The two things that I tried to be like, okay, let me just do this really quick, and then it splattered, and like so it makes you slow down and make something beautiful come of the time that you spend dedicated to filling up yourself and what you need before you can go out and use your big, beautiful, gracious heart to spread love and serve all of those around you. Whatever it is, make sure that you're doing self-care, but if you need a suggestion, I definitely recommend the calligraphy kit from Be a Heart. If you guys do want to check this out for your own self-care or maybe for a Christmas gift for a loved one, I'm gonna link it down below so you can just go straight to it and find it on the Be a Heart Designs website. And I really think like anyone would love this. Anyway, I have really enjoyed this. I hope that you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!